All right, boys. Our last week before things come to a screeching halt for Sammy's Olympic dream. It's back.
Some hockey to be excited about.
Oh,
come on.
We'll have
Flames
plenty
Leafs tonight, bud.
We got plenty. We got plenty on the Real Kyper and Bourne show.
You sure about that?
Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandeo, right back at you. Ethan Jaja Gabor.
What now?
Jaja Gabor.
Gotcha.
Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, and our very own Sammy McKee. Live on Sportsnet 360, 590 The Fan in Toronto, streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. Also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our lovely and loyal watchers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. You like them.
Should we do housekeeping in terms of what we're going to be doing for the show, or is it too early to do that?
do it.
So
if Kip's done the intro, then you're up.
So because the Olympic break's coming up here, I think we're going till Thursday this week.
Yes.
And then we're off Friday, Monday, Tuesday.
And back Wednesday.
There'll be some hour shows mixed in there. There'll be some 2-hour shows reacting to some of Canada's matchups. I think they play the Czechia, I think, on the 12th of February, if I'm not mistaken, is their first game. Anyways, I'm not 100% sure on that. But we're going to be...
When does the hockey start?
I think,
the 11th.
I think Canada plays the 12th. So, anyways.
What day is that? Trying to match up like...
What's today? The 2nd? So it's like a Wednesday?
The 12th is a Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we're back Wednesday, and then we're right into the tournament.
Yes. So some days we'll be doing an hour, some days we'll be doing 2. I don't know it offhand, but we're doing hour here, 2 hours there. But yeah, so we'll have 3 days off. I'm not here on Thursday, so I have an extra show off. But anyways.
You're going somewhere warm? Are you going somewhere warm too?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Working on it. So you'll book your flight literally in the morning. Like that's what the kind of cachet he's got. You know?
No, that's the kind of cash.
That's what I did say cachet. No comment.
You should stay and do the Bunkus show or something, Sammy.
No.
Yes.
I need a break.
Put in some refs.
Yeah.
I need a little break. I'm enjoying this season, but I need a little break.
We could send you for a 2-week conditioning stint.
Yeah, I could use that. I'm doing a lot of talking.
All right, so plenty places that we can start, including Saturday night, the Leafs against Vancouver. We're certainly going to tee up Calgary and the Leafs tonight. Eric Francis will join us in about 30 minutes. And top of the hour, I'll throw out our good buddy Elliotte Friedman will join us as well, and we'll dipsy doodle towards that trade freeze of Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern.
So that is in about 48 hours here. We've got trades to make.
Also of note, an updated trade board on sportsnet.ca I just put out. Kind of leads a little bit with where the Leafs might be in all of this. And that, of course, can work its way into a conversation somewhere between now and the rest of the hour. But
can I just read the headline? Kyper at 3:57 p.m. Eastern. It's like, hey boys, I got my new trade board out today.
How does that not come up?
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I look at the homepage of sportsnet.ca where you can go right now. Real Kyper and Bourne's trade board 3.0. Leafs close to disaster.
no,
that's not the headline.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It's not the headline.
That's literally what it says on the website.
The headline is how deep will Toronto's changes go?
I'm reading on the website. That's what it says.
Well, open it up, and that's the teaser headline.
Anyway.
See,
and I also see a picture.
I
see a picture of John Cooper wearing a stupid hat on the website too.
It's first of all, when we write, we don't have no idea what they're going to title it.
Headline is not within our control.
Today.
Can you read my first paragraph, please, for everybody that is driving or somewhere that they can't get to what you can get to? Just read the opening.
The trade board took a dramatic turn last week when the Toronto Maple Leafs 18-wheeler really started skidding. It's not yet going right off a cliff, as a former GM Brian Burke once described the team back in 2012, but it's certainly closer to disaster than anyone expected.
Okay. That's fair. Is that not fair?
Fair,
100%.
Yes.
And so is the headline on sportsnet.ca, in my opinion. Anyways, I love our boy Roy Boylan. Probably wrote that headline.
Full shout out. He's as good as it gets.
Anyways, have a peek if you want, and we're certainly going to probably pull a few things out of it within the next hour. But Saturday night comment.
Stop Saturday night.
Break down that second period for us. What did you like? Tell us what you saw.
I will say it is really the first time since we've been doing the show where it's strange coming in being like, do we want to talk about the game or we should talk about where they're at? We got 48 hours till a makeshift deadline here.
Hold on. I got a take coming off the game too. When you're finished,
can you read? Go back to my article because this pertains to why we feel like there's no need to discuss anything of significance from a game-to-game situation. But
which paragraph am I reading here?
The second one, right?
Okay.
And where we believe that the Leafs are at right now, because
suck at reading.
Everybody,
Wait,
everybody just wants to just
I got it.
think that we're gonna see half the team for sale right now.
If we look at the standings going into this week, the Leafs are on the outside looking in, no different than Florida or Ottawa. Two teams that aren't throwing in the towel yet. If Florida and Ottawa think they're still in it, Toronto will too.
So you're trying to prepare us all for the fifth rounder for Luke Shen trade?
Tell me something.
As they make their
Tell
big
me
push?
something. Do you believe that Ottawa and Florida are still in it? Or no, let me rephrase that. I don't care what you think. Do you think they think they're still in it?
Yes.
Okay. So why would the Leafs feel any differently just based on what you see in the standings? And don't tell me because they're way better, they're way deeper, they got better players. I don't want to hear that.
What if that's
just
the answer?
On the surface, they are there with those two teams.
Well, yeah, they're there. Those two teams are so far out of playoffs, too. They're 8 points out with 27 games left.
But we won't see them mailing it in today or tomorrow.
Well, Florida Panthers are off back-to-back Stanley Cups.
I get all of that.
I know you do.
Trust me, I know all of that.
I know.
I'm just saying, if you were someone that didn't follow hockey closely, but you're certainly a decision maker in a boardroom, you could be sold on being still in it.
Yes.
You don't watch the game very well?
If I woke up.
If you woke up.
I woke up today.
Yes, after like 2 months of hibernating.
And I did in real life wake up today and looked at the standings, and the clearest thought about things I had was, they're definitely going to play the next 2 games out before they do anything. Like, they're definitely just going to see if they win the next 2.
Okay, and let's have a scenario where they
win them both.
Win them both.
Yeah.
Split them both, or split, the 2.
Yeah.
Or lose the 2. But let's start with winning the 2 and finishing off with wins in Vancouver, Calgary,
the
and
hotbeds.
Edmonton.
Can I just say, this just as an aside, the only time Kyper will present the positive part
do good
is for the negative of them not selling. Maybe they'll win, you losers. God.
Please tell me that you've won the last 3 games and you are. Listen, there's some big games tonight. We'll get into that between Florida and Buffalo tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Big one.
But before we do that, a ballpark of 5 or 6 points behind.
Here's the problem. Whether Florida or Buffalo win tonight, you're hurt by it. They're both right there and ahead of you in Florida's case.
You're actually rooting for Florida,
who is tied with you with a game in hand.
You're rooting for a regulation.
But you're not
Florida
chasing Florida. You're chasing
but you're
Buffalo.
Also chasing Florida. It's again, and I know you know this, the volume of teams.
I know. Yes.
Not just the points.
Yes.
So, I think they're going to play out these next couple games, see what happens. And if they do win them both, they might go, maybe we need to play out the next few games too as we get closer to deadline before we do anything. But one single loss, just is a shiv to the kidney of this whole climb up the standings.
Can I, this is a tape coming off the Vancouver game, which I know we all poured over the tapes of that feverishly because it was such a big game. But you were in favor, not in favor, but we mentioned it about the blow-up scenario. And I talked a little bit about this on Leafs Talk with Anthony Petrelli after the game. But, you ready to watch and cover the Vancouver Canucks for 3 years if you blow it up? Because I watched that team on Saturday night, and that's what a blown-up, crappy team that's going to be at the bottom of the standings for 3 years looks like. I don't know about you, Kyper, but I'm not ready to watch that.
So
they are
Sammy,
awful, and they have
more
no.
importantly than you, I'm not sure. For sure, Leaf management is ready. I don't believe the new ownership group, as we know it today, at Rogers is ready for it.
Yes,
I don't believe anybody's ready for it.
but I just watching that. We went through here when they blew it up early after the Horacek stuff, and they didn't suck for very long.
No.
They got really lucky in the draft. Was it 3 years, 2 years of them being really awful? And then they just kind of got Matthews, and it was like, hey,
Here we go.
here we go. So I just watched that game on Saturday being like,
Yeah.
it's a cautionary tale for me on what
I'll
blowing it up
also
looks like.
Say this, watching, thinking about what like the retool version of their plan looks like, where they load up and go back next year. You don't want to trade all of Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Bobby McMahon and Scott Lawton. These are guys that you like where they look in your roster. You have to have some of these guys as you go back at it next year.
They're caught between a rock and a hard place
That is a tough one for me.
because
Yeah.
you're right. To get rid of McMahon or Oliver Ekman-Larsson,
And then you want to be good next year.
and you try to replace them, you go to the UFA list and you're like, I'm not finding this.
No.
I'm not finding this. So how am I going to get it now? And yet they need second and third round picks and potentially a first round pick more so than any other team in the league. They need
For
those
asset purposes or for
asset
drafting?
purposes,
Yeah.
right? You collect them
Yeah.
and either you use them or you move off of them and try to regroup.
Ekman-Larsson in particular, who people have brought up trading for a first,
Yeah.
whatever, like he's still under control, $3.5 million. If you could play him 17 a night instead of 21 a night or whatever he's playing right now,
Yes.
at 3, you love that.
Yeah.
And then you still have the chance to move him next year if it's not going well. So I know people said one of Lawton, one of McMahon, but
So I refuse to put any more Leafs for what we're talking about right now is the reason why I only have Bobby McMahon on my trade board right now.
And
Where and Stolarz.
but
Th-
that's
those
what I
are
was
the
going
two.
to say. I was pouring through this, and boy, there's some sexy names on this list that are somewhat surprising. But the one that's surprising to me is that you don't have either Lawton or Oliver Ekman-Larsson on this list, Kev. Those two guys have been
Yes.
big time discussed.
Yeah.
I know Luke Fox talked to Scott Lawton, said he wants to stay, and that breaks my heart as a Leaf fan. But not having them on there is surprising for me.
For me and Bobby McMahon, I think for the most part, you'd say if we're going to retool, excellent guy to keep. I believe that there's such a demand right now out there for him that they could drive the price up a lot higher than we ever expected.
This is McMahon.
McMahon.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why he's the most attractive out of even anybody else out there, he's free in terms of the money and the cap.
Yeah.
Everybody can fit him in
Yeah.
and have no issues at all. Can't say that about Stamkos or any other big names with salary coming in.
Yeah.
This guy is easy. The other thing going up against the Leafs too is if it does get to $4.5 or $5 million, is that what I want?
no.
Right?
No.
And that's
I mean,
another
to pay him?
to pay him.
Yeah. Well,
And that's another question in it itself. And if we can turn one player into a second and a third round pick, and who knows, maybe even a prospect, I don't know how many pieces. I think it's a little over ask, but if you can create that type of buzz around him, and then on the off chance that someone rents him for that, and you ask him, hey, you want to be a Leaf that badly? I'll sign you back in July 1st.
Yeah. I don't think trading McMahon for a second and a third, that doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Like,
If you can't trade McMahon,
Yeah.
then you can't trade anybody.
no, and
Right?
well, yeah. And like, so is there any chance, say, instead of a second and third, you can get a first for McMahon? Is that just too big an ask?
I think there's a few stupid general managers out there.
Yeah.
So the answer is, yeah, I think it's possible you can find one of those dummies. Yes.
gee.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Go ahead.
Then I would have to really think about it. Then I think you can say, all right, well, let's just try to re-sign Lawton, get a first for McMahon. Maybe we can flip the first for, you start thinking about how to go back at it next year. again, one of the things that I'm banking on next year is that everything was bad this year. That you get Dakota Joshua from the start of the year that's healthy, and that your stars aren't injured, and Matthews looked like himself from the start. All this stuff that I think Carlo has potential to have a bounce back season. I think he's had nagging injuries, and playing with Riley's been a battle. So, that alone, I think next year has potential. So I don't love the idea of trading everybody in a sell.
I would say with the UFAs in particular, though, it's really easy to sit here start of February, and have like Scott Lawton talking to Luke Fox and say he loves it here, and then you hold on to him past the deadline. You miss the playoffs, and then you go into the offseason and somebody offers him way more money than you, and he leaves, and you're like, oh well, probably should have traded him. They've done that a lot here.
Yeah, I know, and
with
to that
Gardner,
to that,
Van Riemsdyk, Bozak, all these guys that did it forever.
The best way to cover yourself is get them signed, or have something tucked away ready. And it's like, I didn't keep you to lose you, right? They went through that with Marner, and they were lucky to even get a serviceable player in Nick Waugh. But to lose McMahon or Lawton for zero.
Can't make the mistake again.
Can't make that mistake again. So you better have a really good indication that if you keep Lawton, it's because you're going to re-sign him.
Agreed. Yeah, so you're getting closer to those conversations, and I think that kind of has to happen over the Olympic break. I think what happens in the next two games will give real clarity on their direction for this year, which I already thought there was clarity, and I still kind of do. But
I want to be clear. Like, you talk about the upstairs or whoever's making these decisions or having these conversations. I still think the overwhelming feel from Leaf fans is like, what are we like? Shouldn't even be having this conversation just because Florida and Ottawa seem like they're in it. Yeah, they suck too. They should probably be thinking about selling some pieces off too. But just because they are in it, Leaf fans aren't going to be like, yeah, we're right there. We're only 8 points back. I don't know.
I think it's a little underestimated that like it's not apples to apples here, right? You can look down at other teams and go, yeah, they can blow it up. They can miss the playoffs for 2 or 3 years and feel like they can buy their time and wait it out and work through the draft. I don't believe this market, that whatever it's been in the past, teacher's pension, Rogers, Bellrod, whatever the case is, no one's ever had an appetite for that here. And I don't necessarily see it coming tomorrow where they go.
Last time, like, how did they make that decision to be like, hey, we're going to redo this thing? Like, I don't remember the timeline of that, but like, obviously somebody
that was right when Shanny came in.
That was when they fired, was it Berkey, I guess, and Randy Carlisle and
Horacek.
And then Horacek and Steve Spott came in, and then Brendan came in.
And then he
took a year to survey everything.
Right.
And it was that
but
year
by then Morgan was still, working into his prime. They had Willie.
Willie and Mitch drafted a year apart. Willie first, then Mitch?
It was Willie first,
Mitch,
then Mitch,
then Matthews.
Yeah. So it wasn't as if Brendan came in and completely needed to strip it down and then rebuild. Man. They had those guys. They were one lottery ball away from completely reshaping the whole look for the next 10 years, putting on covers of magazines. This team will win the Stanley Cup based on those 3 or 4 guys in a very short window. Yeah. That's not the case here.
No.
They were one lottery ball away the year before.
And they were sitting on a ton of assets too.
Yeah.
And they went to go get Tavares on the free agent market.
I can see them doing something like that.
You're not seeing, but there is no UFA out there.
No, there's not. But
there's a Jason Robertson if you want to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
But there's Alex Tuck. Yeah. Then you're down to
Panarin's out there, but I guess he wants to sign if he's getting traded.
Panarin will be done by then.
I hope that, like, and you mentioned Shanahan coming in, and say what you will about him, but like, he was around the team. He was the president who was a hockey guy, who's played hockey, who everyone knows. Like, I just don't want decisions because there's lots of markets around the league here where teams make decisions on the bottom line versus actually what's going to happen here. And I would worry that there's some like to try to make the playoffs or when you should sell and it's who's in charge and what, like, I have some concerns with where we're at right now in terms of that. And if the best course of action is to look at those standings and be like, we're right there, go for it, that's a scary thought for me.
Yeah, that would
so
be.
I hope they're selling some pieces.
Okay,
hope it's more than
Saturday
two.
night.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to cover off on that?
No. I mean, Austin Matthews. Is
We
very
were
good
all in agreement. And to your earlier point, we'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. Where's the vibe going into the Olympic break?
Well, Morgan's
before
not
we
playing.
before we see anything of significance
Yeah.
in
So
terms
no
of player
trades for the Leafs
transaction.
prior to the trade freeze.
I'd be really surprised to see something. We're going to have Elliotte Friedman come up at the top of the hour. He's one of the best out there when it comes to these inside talks, and we'll get his vibe on how fast can we see something between now and Wednesday.
It's crazy that Columbus was in dead last and they moved off Dean Evison and they were like, we need to be better than we are. Then they added, or even before that, they added Mason Marchment and they added someone else. 9-1 in their last.
They traded Gavrikov to, no? So then they trade somebody to the Penguins?
Yeah, Chinnikov.
Chinikov, yeah.
Yeah.
Forget who they got.
Who's got like 6 goals in 14 games or something.
Good. Yeah. But anyway, they've won a ton. 9-1 in their last 10, and they're now 6 points out of a playoff spot, which is 9th in the conference. So, a massive turnaround, and they're still a good amount out. But it's funny that the Leafs at no point in this were like,
For
hey,
Heinen in a second-round pick.
could we go add something? Could we, earlier in the year when it's going off the rails, could we get some support for this thing? And it just never happened.
Yeah, I saw Steve Dangle tweeting about it, but it's been 200 days since the Leafs have made a trade. Is that weird?
Yeah. Feels
Especially with the way that things have been going. I don't know. Don't know if that matters or not, but feels like a long time.
Okay, Saturday night, plenty we can get into, including Willie's return, but it just seems like I think the biggest focus right now is the fact that Morgan Riley will not play tonight, will not play tomorrow night in Edmonton, left the game early Saturday night with apparent upper body injury, I don't know, shoulder. What do we come to any conclusions?
We have a couple clips. Let's play,
UBI.
Derek, let's play clip 6, please, on no Morgan Riley tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It's a loss for the team. Him not being there tonight, So a couple new Dio go in tonight. Myers and Benoit will go in, and they're going to have to really do a good job as a 6-man unit out there tonight.
So top pair tonight, McCabe and Carlo, OEL Stetcher, and Benoit and Myers. Rafai on the outside looking in. Didn't think it was, thought Rafai looked like a guy that's played 2 NHL games on Saturday night. Unfortunately, he wasn't very good, but so they're going with that. They all play clip 7 on sort of an explanation on Riley's injury. There, clip 7 for.
No, it was in game. I know that he went left the bench and went behind and came back and tried it again, but he couldn't. Nothing he could do. But this has kind of been a little bit lingering with him for a bit. That we haven't mentioned. It's been going on for a bit, this issue, and it's obviously gotten worse.
So that feels like a little bit of a life preserver to help out some of the talk about his play. Does that not?
Yeah, sounds a lot like Matthew Nyes.
Lingering thing.
Yeah, well,
He's better than this,
we
but
know
he's been hurt.
Matthew's been fighting through stuff. They admitted that a while ago, but they certainly didn't do that for Morgan until after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah, we were saying before the show, like, I almost hope for his sake, obviously you'd like to see him work it out here in Toronto and things go well, but he's had a very respectable career here and great playoff efforts and all that. You really feel the tide turning with him publicly. And if it's not going to go well, I hope there's the solution for him that's positive. Because right now we're going to do the bit about
The stats.
when he doesn't play for them, they have a lot of success.
I mean, like just in terms of wins and losses, since the 22-23 season, they're 23-5-1. And over his whole career, they're 46-21-7. I will say that they've also been really good without Matthews in his career. I think it's a similar winning pace without him over his career. But 23-5-1 since 22-23. That really jumps out to me.
Yeah.
That's not a small sample.
Goals are up and goals against are down, and shots for are up and shots against are down, and all that sort of stuff. And even this season, when he's on the ice, they're -17. When he's off the ice, they're +7. Like it's
and
tough here.
he's personally -17, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's got the worst plus minus. I think
Yeah.
Tavares is up there a little bit too.
Well, he's actually been on the ice for 73 goals against, which is the most in the NHL. The second most is Mackenzie Weegar at 65. So he's been on the ice for 8 more goals than the next highest player in the league. Just a ton of goals against. So this is, I would say, an exaggerated version of what people have worried about with Riley. Maybe some of it's injury. Maybe the team is not as good and he eats too many D-zone starts and plays too many minutes against top comp, whatever. But it's not gone well this year. I don't know. The sample's getting pretty big of them having success without him.
Yeah, the top on the team for plus minus this year is Jake McCabe, even with his stretch of minuses that he's had. He's at plus 14. And then, it's Morgan Riley, -17. These aren't pretty. Holy. I haven't actually looked at this in a while. Tavares is -17, Domi -16, Michelli -3, going up and down the list. But McCabe being plus 14 and Riley being -17 is pretty.
And McCabe plays tough matchups,
Yeah.
If there's one person in the league, I'm not even saying Toronto anymore, just one person in the league that could use just a fresh change of scenery, it is Morgan Riley at this point. And I don't see any other way. He doesn't want to go through another season like this.
Yeah.
This is not something that's going to be addressed, I don't believe, for 1 second between now and the trade deadline.
No.
This, to me, is an off-season revisit. He already went through a very emotional summer where he was questioned, and he made it abundantly clear how he wants to be part of the solution. Of course, all that talk about coming back, better shape, lighter. It had a good vibe to start the season, didn't it? It was all there, but
and he's getting points.
There's just not a chance that you can go back to the well again.
I've got two questions. One of them, I had someone just text me and said, "Why are you guys so sympathetic about Riley?" And that's one question we can answer. And then the other one is, do you think you can get off that contract?
Can I answer your
Yes, that's why I brought it up.
Because he's a great kid.
Yeah.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Just text him back because he's a good guy.
Yes.
And you know what? We are sympathetic to that. Say what you want. Like it's right, it's wrong, it's business. You're either a winner or loser. No. We still look at people, and sometimes I feel really bad because, in some instances he's not supported enough to me. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson's come in and alleviated a lot, more so than I ever thought. But over the course of 10, 12, 14 years, was he mislotted? Did they put too much weight on his shoulder? Did they not have more guys to step up? Could you have not identified a long time ago that he's not a true number one power play guy? But you know what you do? You keep throwing him back out there. And you keep throwing him back out there. And what happens? People get frustrated. They watch it. He's not getting the job done. You take him off, you put him on, you take him off, you put him on. And it's like, this is not helping Morgan Riley, and it's not helping your fan base judge him properly.
It's crazy that you can come out of a playoff year where you're like, how about Rasmus Sandin, who's never been on the power play for this team, runs it in the playoffs. And then the next summer you go, but we'll try it again the same way next year. Like, I know. That's baffling.
And he tries to be accountable. He'll never ditch you. He'll look you in the eye. He's an honest guy. It's not working out, and he's got to acknowledge that.
And then the next part is, can you get off that contract? Does anyone want that 7-5 for 4 more years? I think.
So I did Leafs Talk on Saturday with Anthony Petrilli from Maple Leaf Hot Stove, and we talked about Morgan Riley. And the team he brought up, which I thought was interesting, is the San Jose Sharks, which everyone just thinks that The Sharks have one defenseman under contract next season.
Totally.
They have like everybody on their D-core is a UFA outside of Dmitry Orlov, who has one more year after this one. It's like that, to me, is a perfect situation for the Leafs, at least, where a team that's like, hey, we have all this cap space, leadery guy for our young guys. We have no one under contract anyway. It's not going to cost us a ton. We have a ton of picks or whatever. Or if you want to eat something, get a better asset back. But that, to me, jumped out when I looked at their cap wages page.
And are you better if you just get off the contract?
Yes.
Like you have that cap space and you just got to find another guy? Is the team better?
When you compare to what you've watched so far, I think the flexibility of having that is better than what
I agree.
what we've seen for probably 80% of the season.
Absolutely. Anything else that we should play? I think it's interesting they're going back to Wall.
They're trying to win. This is a point grind. You're right. This. Glad we don't talk before the show because no one even suggested that to me until this show. And it's like, God, you're right. They are trying to win still.
And then Stolars versus McDavid.
Yeah.
Well, everything's
Shuts him
great.
down and everything's
Well,
great.
I know one person who's happy he's not playing tonight. Tomorrow night is Morgan Riley because it seems every time he plays Connor McDavid, he puts him on a poster.
Just highlight reel dunked on by Monstar McDavid.
Every game they play, it's like, oh my God, look out.
Yeah, Riley's like, maybe if I back farther off, he won't burn me wide.
If I start behind the net.
It's a cookie night.
Yeah, not good. Okay.
Anyways, let's go.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. When we return, Eric Francis covers the Calgary Flames for us. He's got all the answers. We'll break it right down with Eric Francis next when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. It's the Leaf Hour edition on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. We all set for tonight? Toronto versus Calgary?
Yeah, I just wish it was later.
Yeah. So is this another Amazon?
Yeah, that's got to be why.
Like
they're playing Edmonton 8:30 tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Tonight's-
is this 8 local in Calgary?
Must be back to back for Amazon tonight.
You know who's going to help us tee this game up?
I do.
Yeah, Eric Francis, senior columnist, Sportsnet, based out of Calgary. Eric, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Everybody in this city is asking the same question. Why are we dropping the puck at 8 o'clock? But there's your answer. You know, Prime, when Prime took over those Monday nights, that's a window. No one else is allowed to show a game. So the game gets bumped to 8. It's unfortunate for Toronto fans. It's unfortunate for Calgary fans. It just sucks, but you got to play the game.
Yep.
Plenty around this game, more off ice than anything that leads the storylines, but it's always kind of fun, when Toronto comes in and the challenge is to drown out Leaf fans.
Yeah, it's like 50-50. Like when the Oilers come to town, their fans are loud. But I wouldn't say it's 50% Oiler fans. But when it's the Leafs coming to town, because it's only once a year, it's 50-50, like right down the middle. And with every "Go Leafs Go" chant, it's followed by "Leafs suck" or whatever. You know, like there's a counter to every cheer for either team, and it's just as loud. It's pretty cool atmosphere.
Eric, maybe you could set the scene for what's going on with the Calgary Flames these days. Where are they at? Where's the thinking about their direction right now?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing out the string. I mean, all but mathematically eliminated. You know, a somewhat similar situation to the Leafs where not many people think they still have any chance and they should act accordingly. The work ethic continues to stay intact here. That's been their calling card for years. That's a good sign that even though their season's lost, the identity is staying the same. And now it's basically, the focus will be on the kids. Matt Bay-Gridden is a young forward who people think is their future star scoring leader on this team, and he's starting to kind of get better and better. He's 19 years of age in the lineup. And Zane Parekh returns to the lineup tonight after, the World Juniors, which everybody saw. He played pretty well. And then he went down to the AHL and did 4 games down there and got 5 points and looked better and better every night. So can the 19-year-old Parekh get his mojo going? And, can he stay in the lineup with regularity from now to the end of the year? That will probably be the focal point starting tonight.
Eric, it seemed like it was almost forever the watch on Rasmus Andersson, and that finally came to a head. So, I mean, are we on to Kadri right now? I know the sense is that Calgary feels like if they move him, it has to be an offer that they can't refuse. They also have the wonderful option of holding on to him and reassessing whatever they need to in the off season. But where do you feel that sits now in terms of the demand of centermen around the National Hockey League and Kadri being right in the thick of things?
Yeah, you're right. That's the next. Now everybody's turning to, okay, who else are they moving out as part of their ongoing rebuild? Kadri and Coleman are at the top of the list. Like we could talk about Coleman in a sec, but Kadri, $7 million a year times 3 more years after this. That's the problem right now. It's the bit of the quandary that the Calgary Flames are facing is, every contender in the league would love Nazem Kadri, especially since the Flames would probably be willing to pay up to half that salary moving forward. The problem is that's 3 more years. And for a guy who's already 35, a lot of contenders are like, we're interested, but we're not first round draft picks plus interested. And if you don't start adding first rounders plus, then the Calgary Flames aren't tempted to make the trade. So there's a very real chance that Nazem Kadri could remain a Flame from now to the end of the year. And then they revisit it in the summer when teams have a little more room and decide they want to maybe spend those 3 years with Nazem Kadri. It's an interesting one. He's certainly someone who they're listening to offers on very carefully.
So how has he looked this year? I mean, he's got 9 goals, which is quite a bit down from last year, but 35 points ain't nothing.
He's really struggled of late. I got to be honest. Nazem Kadri for the last year and a half has been their best player. Their scoring leader, 35 goals last year. I mean, that's incredible at his age to be setting new standards. But this year, to be honest, the last 20 games, I think I saw the stats, like 4 points in his last 18 games. And you can't imagine it's because he's all the trade speculation. I mean, he hasn't been connected exactly with rumors, but just the speculation, the overall speculation that he may be moved, and there's a very real possibility of that. Could that be weighing on him? I can't imagine it is. I think more to the point, he's playing with raw rookies a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And, he's fared very well with rookies on his side over the last year and a half. But, again, the last 2 months, he's been pretty invisible. And that's not very much like Nazem Kadri. We're used to him being an engine driver and their best offensive player.
You're watching and listening to Eric Francis, senior columnist, analyst with Sportsnet, based out of Calgary. So Coleman's another one that's drawn a lot of interest around the National Hockey League. He's presently hurt. How has that affected where the marketplace is for him?
Yeah, I don't think the injury's a concern. They decided to shut him down and give him the Olympic break to come back. If it was playoffs, he'd play right now. But what's the point of rushing him back? So the injury is not something that interested teams are concerned about, nor are the Flames. I would be stunned if he wasn't traded by the deadline this year. I think there's more demand. Well, I know there's more demand for Coleman than any other Flames player on their roster. He's won 2 cups. I honestly think he's the most complete hockey player I've seen come through here in 30 years.
Wow.
In terms of him being able to do absolutely everything, be a leader, be a class act, be someone who's great in the community. Like, I just can't say enough about Coleman. And I think around the league, the reputation is as such. This guy helped and was a big part of Tampa winning those 2 cups. And I think every team looks for a guy like that. When you can add a guy like that with those credentials and that work ethic, the ability to kill penalties, even play on the power play on the second unit, and he's only $5 million a year. You get him for this year's playoffs and next year's playoffs. Demand is extremely high for Coleman, and I'd be stunned if they didn't cash in on it.
So you mentioned that Zane Parekh is going to be back in. Like, everywhere he goes, he just gets points. And there aren't many defensemen who do that, right? He had 5 points in 4 American League games. What is this guy going to be in the NHL?
He's going to be Erik Karlsson. I'm not going to say he's going to the Hall of Fame, but that type of player where offensively, he'll put up 50 points in the league. And I'm not predicting that's going to happen anytime soon. He's 19 and he hasn't been able to assimilate very well at all at the NHL level. Because he's in over his head. I mean, the CBA dictates he had to be here this year. Everyone knows he should be in the American Hockey League, gaining confidence. Instead, he's losing confidence in the NHL. So this will be fascinating to see how he plays the final 28 games or 29 games of the season. But he is very, very offensive, motivated, and gifted. We all saw it at the World Juniors. But he's a player who, in his own zone, is an adventure right now and will continue to be an adventure for a lot of years, I think. That's going to take a long, long time for him to figure out that end of the game. But offensively, I think a lot of GMs would probably say the same thing that I think Conroy would probably say if you really injected some truth serum is, I can take all the defensive lapses if he can help resurrect a power play and get me 40 or 50 points a year.
It seems like they're all set, Eric, when it comes to in net with Dustin Wolf and Devin Cooley. They've been kind of going back and forth recently. I assume we'll see Cooley for no other reason, maybe because Wolf's 0-3 0 against the Leafs with a save goals against average of 5.39. But outside of that, it seems like those are 2 great young players to build around.
Yeah, I saw the stat the other day. Team save percentage, they're 10th in the league. I mean, that's pretty good for a 31st place team in the National Hockey League. So goaltending's been their strength. It will be for the next many years, with Wolf signed to 7 more years after this. Cooley just up for 2 more years. Hell of a bargain at $1 million a year. You are actually going to see Wolf tonight. I can tell you that.
Oh, he gets another crack at it.
Okay.
And that was 10 games in a row. They had alternated goalies because Cooley's been so good. He's basically demanded, and they want to, take advantage of it. But they decided to go with Wolf because he basically was the reason they won the game the other night. So they're going to give him another chance to break this bad spell against the Leafs tonight. And Dustin Wolf, I know the stats are terrible against the Leafs, but I don't think many people around the league would tell you that he's going to be anything but a top 5 or 10 goalie for the rest of his career. He's that good.
So let me ask you, what do you think the Leafs should do? We've been doing this whole Leaf block. Should they sell? Should they buy? Reload, retool, rebuild, whatever. What you've got some experience with this stuff. Well, what do you see?
Oh, I got lots of experience with this stuff in Calgary. It's funny. I'm talking to people from the Leafs today and such. Which team would you rather have in 5 years from now or 3 years from now, the Leafs or the Flames? I didn't have a single person who said they'd rather be the Leafs. I mean, I think everybody understands the Leafs are in for some significant turbulence, to put it mildly, coming up. And, I do think that they should, take advantage as sellers this year because this year's season is lost in terms of the playoffs. Are you blowing the whole thing up in Toronto? No, I don't think you do. I don't think you should, and I don't think you can. Mm-hmm. But I do think you got to take advantage and get rid of as many of your UFAs or anyone you don't see as a core piece moving forward. So I keep saying this in Calgary. Look, they thought they were going to challenge for the playoffs last year after the year they had. They brought back the same roster. And then when it became apparent, like 9 games in, they lost 8 of their first 9. It's an opportunity. And you got to roll with the punches in today's NHL. The Leafs were not expecting to miss the playoffs, but now they have an opportunity to do some management that I don't think they looked at. So I would take full advantage of that if they could. And I'll let Tree know that when I see him later today.
Hey, while you're at it, tell us what how to fix the Edmonton Oilers then. Great stuff, man. Really appreciate your time. Enjoy the game tonight, Eric.
Cheers, boys. Yeah, it's not going to be as exciting as Leafs Flames games of the past, but we'll get through it.
We'll get through it. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
That is Eric Francis, Sportsnet's very own, covering the Calgary Flames.
Makes it sound like taking your medicine, watching the hockey game. It's not going to be that.
Those Westerners are having a blast watching the Leafs right now.
I do feel for my West Coast and, Alberta Leaf fans because you get one chance a year when those teams go through there. And usually for the last 9 years, there's been a clear, the Leafs are good. These games matter. You want them to win. And now it's for the first year in a long time, you want to go to the game. You're getting chirped by these Flames fans and you're chirped by Oilers fans. I'm sure in Vancouver on Saturday night, the vitriol was brutal. They hate Leaf fans there. But you're like, yay, we won. Crap. Now we're even more in the mushy middle. It's a weird, you're kind of reaching that point where I don't know if I should cheer for them or cheer against them. So it sucks for the Westerners that they get that. But have fun.
At least the teams they're playing, Calgary and Vancouver, are also in dire straits.
Yeah, I put out a video on Saturday night of after Matthews scored the overtime winner.
I don't know.
They just zoomed in on this guy and he was just sitting there didn't cheer. Oh yeah, we got it.
That was good or bad.
Oh, by the way, he could have had a wide open net. Watch coming up here. If you're watching on YouTube or on Sportsnet, look at this. Look at this guy
on the left.
Thrilled.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I guess.
There's some happy ones, but I love it.
Another win tonight. Kind of would that completely squash the thought of your article last week about
trying to get to the bottom?
Yeah, trying to get to the bottom.
It's just
I don't think so. No.
You think it's legit after the Olympic break?
It depends, Kip. If they split these next 2 games, so in your scenario, they win tonight, they lose the next one, it's not out of the question. Could you go 8-20 in the final games or whatever the math is on that? I think it's doable, but I do think it would involve a concerted effort to say Nylander's not playing, Nyes isn't playing. You'd have to do some things.
I don't know.
A lot of Akhtimov.
I saw Mike Kelly, who does fantastic analytic work and we had on the show before, works at NHL Network, put out with the Olympic break approaching, a look at teams who are pretty much in and pretty much in trouble. And this is odds run on 2,500 simulations. The Leafs have a 2.8% chance of making the playoffs. If you make decisions And
Based on that.
Based on 2.8%.
What's the expression? Hope is not a strategy?
Yeah.
How many games left?
Nostalgia's not a strategy.
Is it 24, 26 games left?
26, right?
They've played 54, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
26 then?
Yeah.
Nope, that's not right. That's
No.
28.
Oh, God. Don't look at me.
54 plus 28 is 82.
Yeah. 28 games left.
Give me a number.
What they'd have to do in 28 games? I actually think they played 55 now that I'm thinking in my head. Okay, 27 games left. 27 games left.
27.
What I
We're
want them to
talking
go,
about
7 and 20.
20. And you're talking about 20 and 7 to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 20 and 7 gets you 40 points, gets you to, what do they have? 59 gets you to 99. I think 98 gets you in.
No, I think I'm
But the Bruins and
probably 96, 97 could get you in.
So you could go conceivably take it from 20 to 19 to
19 and
18.
19 and 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's tight.
And
18, 8, and
It's
1.
2 out of 3 games.
so you have to get that stinking hot. And you'd also have to have the Bruins and Sabres go for a crap, too, right?
And the
Like,
Capitals, or sorry,
Yeah, like-
sorry, and the Panthers and the Senators and the Blue Jackets.
that's why Mike
Bear
Kelly, Mike Kelly, 2.8%. They have no chance. They are screwed.
I don't know what it was 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I
7
know.
weeks
He's
ago.
God.
I
You
sat
son
in
of a
this
gun.
very chair,
Money puck.
and I told you
Money puck
That-
Kyper.
that they had it at 20%.
No, it was lower than
It's
that.
11,
It was 11%.
11.
according
Four.
to you. And it was like 40 on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but the look on your
Yeah.
face when I said it
At that point,
was
it was
priceless.
ridiculous. At that point, it was ridiculous. But now it's not.
They toe picked.
Yep.
All right. Listen, I expect them to play as hard as they played Saturday night.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Right?
They're
it's-
trying to win the game.
trying to win the
They're going
game.
to get points.
You know, if there's a world here, guys, where neither winning nor losing is the goal.
Look at the way they reacted after the win. It's like
I believe in that room that that 2.8 is still something, right? They're still playing for the
yes,
2.8.
Yeah, no, and they want to believe. Matthew Nyes, listen to him.
I don't even look at the standings, but I'm sure
He's
we're
no
fine.
Larry Murphy.
We
Lot
don't
of losses.
We don't have any gas in the tank, but
We
I
got
think
a
I
lot
could
of
drive to
losses.
Vancouver.
A lot.
Our thanks to Eric Francis. We go national next. The one, the only, Elliotte Friedman. What did we do last week? We talked about Robert Thomas coming to the Leafs.
Yep.
But he didn't tell us how. We will ask him how, because we got plenty of time for that. In the next hour, don't go away. It's the National Hour of the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. We are live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. If you can't catch us live, pick us up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, the trusted YouTube channel.
Yes,
Right? Thumbs up. We like thumbs up.
we do.
And subscribe to Sportsnet's channel as well, if you get a chance and you're not already doing it. This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in our very own Elliotte Friedge.
Woo!
Elliotte Friedman, Hockey Night in Canada, 32 Thoughts. We'll get the latest as we come ever so close to a trade freeze via the Olympic break. And if we can expect anything imminent out there. Of course, we'll get into Elliotte. The latest news out of Nashville, Barry Trotz stepping down as gentleman of the Predators.
But kinda.
Kind of. He's still going to be the GM at the deadline. What do you think, Kip? Leafs? Trotz next?
Really, well, before we get there,
I skipped 13 steps.
There's like 70 things we did.
just really like strange timing. Somebody please explain to me the need to do this now
Yeah, that's a good point. Why
before we shut down a trade freeze Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. But like, why not just keep going and it's fine, and then come out of it or after the March trade deadline?
Are they going to hire someone in the short term for Trotz to work with that they can get their feet under them during the break?
I don't know. I don't know any of this, except the man was one of the best, most successful head coaching guys in history, right? Top whatever list. He's amazing.
Yeah, got Ovi off the Schneid, right? They won the cup there.
And then-
Nashville 15
and then-
plus years.
In 2023, I'm going to do the general manager thing.
That's
right?
not unheard of, though. Coaches doing that.
Not unheard of, but I'll tell you what is unheard of. A few years later,
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it anymore.
So
do you
that's
think he was told
the
he didn't
strange
want to
part.
do it?
I don't know.
That's
Good question. Was he told? Was he like,
out of respect for you and your legacy here in Nashville.
that's right.
I think it might
we
be time
can
to.
fire you or you
Yeah.
can step down.
Yeah.
I don't know if that scenario was presented. I don't know if it happened. But sitting in our chair, how do you not think that could have been a possibility?
God, they're 4 points out of a playoff spot. They're right there.
Which makes it more bizarre.
I know.
couldn't he just do it to the end of the year and be like,
Now
I'm
I'm not
done.
doing it.
now? What's I don't understand the optics of it. Maybe Friedge will have a better idea when we get him, but it's a weird.
I think
don't make no sense.
He's declaring his eligibility for.
Was the coach again, maybe?
now, if I'm not mistaken, we'll ask Elliotte, but I think he broke the story. So did that cause a reaction? I don't know.
And a reaction with Nashville?
To go
or-
public
Oh.
or to make the announcement now. If Elliotte, I don't know if Elliotte,
He did break it.
I know I broke it, but I don't know the timing of when he broke it. And I don't believe for 1 second Elliotte would have broken the story and they're like, oh, we better have a press conference at noon today. Right? It's just that it doesn't work that way.
Well, we will
So I'd
learn
like to give
more
Elliotte
about that
credit
one.
for the press conference, but highly likely like it was already set up even before Elliotte broke the news. But we'll get Elliotte to explain it better to us.
We will. Do you want to talk about that outdoor game last night?
Okay. Not a big outdoor guy. There's many that I've not watched.
Yeah.
I watched last night. Loved it.
What a game.
Wow.
I loved it.
Top to bottom. What a
Really?
show.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved like
Jerseys?
and
great.
I'm not
Wow.
even the cheesiness of the pirate theme.
But that made it better.
Worked for me.
They leaned into it.
It worked for me,
Because it's authentic to the area,
when
they
I
do
see,
that.
When I see my buddy, my hero, Mark Messier, all in on it,
Yeah.
then it's just
Then
It's okay by you.
it's good by me.
If Mess does it, you're good with it.
Yes.
I will say, I think my favorite part of the whole thing was them walking in the Bucks unis, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and just kind of an eye opener of how freak of athletes NFLers are.
I had the same thought.
Because it's
I was like,
like-
these are all world fit big men, and they look like
They
embarrassing little
look
children.
like the OSCVI from my high school team. Like, why do they look so skinny? Like, I'm like, these guys look like
Yeah, we have no
bags of milk.
context for the size of real
Yeah.
NFL players.
And they got Tristan Wirfs carrying the boombox. He's like, he looks 4 times as big as all of them.
It's really turned into like a whole event.
But that was
theme,
awesome. I loved
all
that.
of it. Just, the thought, the energy, the
Coop went all in.
effort to go and just go all in on this, including the coaches.
Can I
where,
ask you
game
about
was
Coop,
you know,
though?
Yeah.
Like, it was a pirate theme, not Scarface.
Scarface.
Remember, like, it was a
He
weird,
looked like a pimp.
he looked like a dork. Sorry, Coop.
Here's what he looked like.
Sorry.
He gets to do that.
I don't
Multiple
know.
Stanley Cups, first in the Eastern Conference. He gets to do it.
That's gotta-
He
I love it.
he so pulled it off.
we can disagree on
Coop's
this.
the man.
So
We do
pulled
not
it
agree.
off. No, we do agree.
No,
We do agree.
It's not personal.
I agree with you. Like it or not.
And in all of this was a crazy game.
I mean, crazy comeback. You get the call in overtime where Pasta shoots it in well after a penalty wasn't called to shoot out the goalie fight.
Yeah.
What do we think of the goalie fight?
So I feel like you're prepping me
No.
to poop on it.
No.
I loved it. I thought it was the best we've had in a long time. I thought it came from a place of genuine anger.
Hagel's
Just
such
to
a
start,
dirtbag.
I thought these guys go to center ice at
Yes.
the big stage. They
Yes.
both tried to throw punches and stand up.
Yes.
That was a fantastic moment.
The one
Vassy
the
being a
one
lefty
thing I
threw off
could say,
Swayman.
in all honesty, is that if this was just another indoor game,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
No,
they
totally agree.
They totally took over.
You want a show?
They took the event and what it was, and threw a cherry on top of that. And
Totally.
I'm okay with that. I could have done a little bit less with the smiles and the pats on the back. I
Yeah.
want more pure hatred.
Yeah.
Right?
To me, though,
Not we just pulled off a double WWE
Yeah.
event. But it's okay. It's
they
fine.
tried to punch each other in the
No,
face.
they did.
you know?
No. That part was real.
For sure.
All of it was real, but it was just, hey, let's do this
Yeah.
because it's never been done before.
Totally. That's totally it.
That's what
But you know
happened.
what? I tweeted this. To me, that shows you something about those guys in that moment, that they're not afraid of making me the center of attention. Let's go skate to center ice and this sort of,
And
those
let's
guys
have-
are, and that, you want that in a
Yeah,
playoff
and-
game,
and
game
let's have
7.
people talking about it.
Yeah.
From
They're not afraid to be in the spotlight.
I do think, though, that I guess I'll probably think of the goalie fight first. But if I think about this outdoor game, the thing I'm going to think about is the most insane. I don't think I've ever seen it in the history of hockey in overtime, where Pasta slashes. I don't know who was it they got in the head. Was it Kucherov that he got in the
Go
hands?
back and Google.
Here you go.
Watch
Watch
this.
this. So there's a little slash here. That's the penalty. Now Boston has the puck. They have the puck.
Look at
Right,
this.
listen.
Full rush.
I played in an exact game where this happened
No.
with a playoff game, Rangers, Quebec Nordiques, where a goal got disallowed and because Alex Kovalev was rolling all over the ice.
Really?
But why didn't?
Yes.
But why didn't he blow the whistle? Can somebody explain to me why he didn't blow the whistle?
I don't know.
And then
Andy Van Helleman was our official, and Quebec thinks that they scored a goal, and the next thing you know,
you're in the box.
he penalized Quebec and disallowed the goal, and we were like
All
blown
right.
away.
Thanks.
But like, that's just the visual of that. Like, did he? I would love.
Embarrassing in that big
Well,
moment.
people talk all the time about the post game interviews with refs, which I think are the stupidest idea ever. But like, why wouldn't he just blow? Like, can I ask him and be like, hey, why didn't you blow the whistle? You're NHL. If you've gotten to the highest level, the puck touches your stick.
McAvoy was
Beacon him.
he did his post game, and he's like, I don't get it.
Well, Pasta called it a joke. You look at the Tampa Bay back checkers, though, they're looking back and seeing the arm up. So they're not incentivized. They're like, are we getting a penalty? Everyone was kind of lost by what happened. In the end, Tampa Bay fans get the outcome they wanted, but that was a bizarre moment. Quite the comeback, though. Would have been really something to lose like 7-1 dressed like Cooper and have to go into the room. That'd have been tough. So nice comeback.
Yeah. I saw somebody tweet out the meme of Jason from what's it called from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He's like, I wish I wasn't wearing this effing shirt. Yeah.
The one thing I will say, watching today's NHL, you can't shut off a 4-1 lead now.
No.
Which I
Especially
don't know
when you
if
get
it's
multiple 5-on-3s.
so. Our feel like crap lead blown was 3-1.
Yeah.
4-2, 2-goal leads. When you blew a 2-goal lead late in the third period and you had to go back to Keenan, but you'd rather die than do that.
Well,
now it's like, I don't know what Boston was thinking now, being up,
no lead,
controlling the game like that and then blowing it.
I mean, I can't imagine being a Bruins fan in that building and seeing Pasternak receive a pass and shoot it into the net in overtime and being like, oh my God, yes. And then just
kidding.
It's gone.
Okay, let's welcome him in. Elliotte Friedman, Hockey Night in Canada, 32 Thoughts. You didn't make it down for Pirate Night?
No,
last night?
You know what? I had to. I was down there for the Cooper interview, but I had to come back for Leafs Kraken, so I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay for the weekend. Okay, like two things about that. I was listening to you guys talk there. Number one, if you really listen to it, the one referee is really hammering the whistle. He's like, if you go back and you listen to it, it's just nobody hears him.
He's just too far back. Was it the back official?
Yeah.
So it didn't carry for the players.
It didn't carry. But the second thing is, and someone sent me a great note about this today, and I don't know, I assume they do, but I don't know for sure. Like, you think about it, either team loses that game. Like, he says, do you bring a change of clothes? Because if not, you're walking out as the loser dressed as a Patriot or the loser dressed as a creamsicle Buccaneer. Like, either one is really tough. They gotta
be a change of clothes. Gotta be. Can't be walking out looking like a place kicker. Kucherov at 5'10" or whatever in that little outfit.
Oh man, we just lost 7-1, like at home, like you guys said. I gotta squeeze back into the creamsicle outfit.
If I was Cooper, I'd be smoking that cigar either way.
Could you see the video, like the one time the referee's over explaining the call, and I'm like, the ref's got to be saying, like, can you do up a button while we're talking about this?
That's a great
all those Spideys pointing out. Elliotte, so outside of the outdoor game, like, how was your weekend overall, and does it feel like a 2 trade deadline season for you with this one coming up?
Actually, you know what, Kyper, it's almost like 3, because usually the Christmas freeze doesn't do anything, but there were 2 right before that one, like in the last hour, right before the Christmas freeze. But yes, like I gotta think, I don't really think there's a huge desire to have this Panarin one go past Wednesday. So I think we're all still kind of waiting for that one to go. And, so there's that one. And, even with what happened with Nashville today, I still think they're considering making some potentially big moves there. So yes, Nick, there's, it's busy. I mean, I got a bit distracted last night with the possibility that something could happen with Trotz today. So you kind of take your eye off the ball on the trades, but I still think there's the chance that something pretty big happens before Wednesday afternoon, 46 hours from now.
So let's hammer on that Trotz thing a little bit here. What has gone on here? Has he made this choice of his own volition? Was this encouraged? And then what is going to happen is they're not that far out of the playoff race, but they have guys they maybe want to move.
I think, Justin, I think with this, number one, like, kind of word started to seep last night that something was going on in Nashville. And I'll tell you this, and I really respect it. As a person, Trotz is hugely respected. Mm-hmm. Like, people threw up walls around it. They really wanted him to be able to do this on his own terms. And I think the organization thought that too. Justin, I think what happened was, since Bill Haslam's bought the Predators, he started to do a lot of research and ask a lot of people, okay, like, his brother owns the Cleveland Browns. They own the Columbus Crew. He's, they're right smack dab in Southeastern Conference country. Like, they understand sports. Yeah. But hockey is a bit different. And I think he was trying to go around and figure out, okay, like, what do I need? What don't I know? What do I need to know here? And I think sometime before Christmas, the one thing I do think is I think he wanted to like bring in some new ideas and thoughts and stuff like that. And I think when he and Trotz just sat down about it and talked about it, I don't know if you saw it today, but Trotz got very emotional talking about his family. And I think Trotz just said, you know what, like this contract is going to be it for me. And if you'll remember the last time they changed it, they announced it in season. And they said it's a handover from David Poile to Barry Trotz. So I think they just said, look, like we might as well just do it this way. This is going to be the end of Trotz's time in the NHL. He says he doesn't want to coach, and we want to bring in new voices, so we might as well start now. And I think that's why they are where they are now. I'll tell you this, Justin. I think Barry was considering moves big and small. Like I think the thing about Nashville is they have big names that people are interested in, O'Reilly, and now a suddenly hot Stamkos. But they also have a lot of other like Holla, Bunting. Like Bunting almost went to your Islanders last week.
Oh, really?
They had something close, and I think they couldn't agree on the year of the draft pick.
Wow.
I think it was like I think the Predators wanted 26, and I think the Islanders wanted 27, so they went and did Palat. We'll see if it gets revisited, but they have Bunting, they have Perbix, they have McCarron. I've heard there's a lot of teams that like McCarron. So I still think the Predators could do business. Like the one thing that's very clear is that, and you guys know this, when GMs get in trouble, sometimes you worry, is the GM going to act to save their own skin? Haslam, like he's not worried about that with Trotz. He said like, Barry Trotz's legacy in Nashville is established. I'm not worried about him doing things here. So I still do think the Predators are going to consider things.
Elliotte, I still sit here today and I'm perplexed at the timing of it with a shutdown coming Wednesday and then a trade freeze, obviously, after the Olympics. And I'm still going to scratch my head and go, well, why now? And the one thing that I can point to, at least look in the direction, is, hey, we want to get ahead of this early here.
Yeah.
Right? We want to get to the point where if other teams are contemplating changes, let's us get out of the gate early and then go find a guy. We know that CAA has been retained as a company to do a search here. But like, I don't see them making this announcement and trying to get a jump start on it only to let this thing drag out to like the summer. You know,
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going to happen with other clubs moving forward. Where is Nashville's ownership on their team? Where is the Rogers and the Toronto Maple Leafs on their current situation? So if they're going to think that they want to get a jump on things, they might have somebody in mind as early as next week.
You know, Nick, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think that the idea and the theory of getting a head start is wrong. I don't. I'll say this, a couple other things too. Number one, I think once you make this choice, it's hard to keep a secret. It really is. Like,
well,
Nick,
you hide behind plants, Elliotte. Right?
Yes,
it's hard to keep a secret.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because the guy who did it, I mean, he's probably going to be one of the contenders. But, you know, I think like Nick, like there's lots of people like I'm not annoying, but you make a lot of calls and you're not annoying. But there's other people who make a lot of calls that are really annoying.
True.
And so it would have gotten out, I think. But the other thing too, guys, is that I think there's a ton of interest in this job. A ton of interest in this job. First of all, Nashville is a great place to live. Like if you're single, it's a great place to live. If you've got a family, it's a great place to live. And also it's a no tax state, great weather. Like guys, look how many players are moving to Tennessee. You know, like Ryan Getzlaf picked up and moved to Tennessee. I think Bobby Ryan's out of there now, but he picked up and moved to Tennessee for a while. Like there's a lot of guys who go there. I think there's going to be a ton of interest in this job, and I think they're going to get a pretty good person.
Brendan Shanahan, everybody has him at the top of the list, Elliotte.
I think absolutely they're going to talk to him. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do. I don't know that, and this is not to insult the Predators. I don't know that they've got the cash machine that MLSE and Rogers does. So it would be different, but absolutely, I would say I think Shanahan absolutely will get interviewed for this. He was at the Board of Governors with Bill Haslam, the one that just happened in Colorado. I'm sure that I know they spoke there. Absolutely, I think Shanahan will be a contender here. But I think also too, it's going to be like 100% he'll be there. But I think there'll be a lot of guys. Like I could see the Mark Bergerins of the world interested here. I can see the young and up and comers, like the guys who are AGMs right now, the Ryan Martins, the Evan Golds, the Jamie Langenbruners, the Sonny Metas. They're going to want their shots at this job. And Nick, I'll tell you this too. Like I think there's going to be agents who are going to be interested in this job. Like this is going to be a big job, but 100%, I feel that Shanahan will be near, if not at the top of the list. And I believe he's spoken to them. I believe informally, I would like to say he's chatted with them already at the Board of Governors.
All right, good in Nashville. What about the Leafs? Did the first hour, like last week, I wrote an article on how, if they're going to do this sell, it's time to do it. They won a hockey game, and all of a sudden it's like, maybe they should buy. It's, they seem to be stuck in this mushy middle here. What do you get for a sense out of the Leafs camp?
No, I think they're selling. I think there were conversations last week about, hey, like we didn't expect we'd be in this position. And never mind. I know that happened. They made calls like, I didn't think we'd be in this position. And, so we're going to be asking some questions and considering things that we didn't expect. And, the thing is, like, I don't think they're going into this right now talking about Willie Nylander or Morgan Riley or anything like that. But the one thing I do remember, look, like you said, guys, we got 2 weeks off coming up here. It's unique. And number two, like the whole thing with Quinn Hughes is that the Vancouver Canucks sent out a memo saying, hey, we want to talk about some of our veterans and UFAs. And then 3 weeks later, like Quinn Hughes was traded. So this is how conversations start, but I don't think that's what Toronto was looking to do initially. I think it's the obvious names. It's like the McMahons. It's probably like Nick Waugh, the UFAs, if they're not signing them, Scott Lawton, guys like that. Like, what are their futures? And, I do think, although like I wasn't in on the phone call, but there definitely was a conversation with Matthews and his reps and his rep. And just saying like, hey, like if we do this, are we going to have problems here for next year? And Matthews told them, no, there won't be any problems. I'm still committed. And that's the thing they had to know before they started making those calls.
You know what? I think at this point with a Leaf fan base that have watched Matthew Tkachuk leave and Quinn Hughes, it's great that may come from the reps or the Leafs, but you need to get Austin on a sit down, and he needs to look you in the eye and the camera and utter the same thing.
It came from him, Nick. They're not. This is not being made without them knowing exactly how he feels. And I don't know if he might have been asked about it this morning. I'm not sure at their skate in Calgary, but he's committed. He told them he's committed for next year.
Anything else on that?
No,
Kip?
we're good.
Good.
Yeah.
Edmonton Oilers kind of going through some weird goaltender stuff. Tristan Jarry made some comments about, they're giving up too many high quality chances. The coach made some suggestion that they don't really have a number one. What are your thoughts on what's going on there? And maybe, is there going to be more goalie moves in Edmonton?
I don't know if there'll be more goalie moves, but I think there are going to be moves.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like someone said to me, they kind of wondered if Carlo might be an Edmonton target. And then someone else said to me, he doesn't think the Oilers were, this was before Saturday's game, that he didn't know that the Oilers were going to do anything with their D. But, if I was kind of like, a lot of people are kind of equating McMahon with Edmonton because he's from there. So it makes sense. I don't know if that'll happen, but then people started saying, well, maybe Carlo and McMahon. And somebody said to me they heard that Edmonton had some interest in Carlo. And then someone said, no, they don't have interest in Carlo. Like, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
But you know what's interesting is that I don't have a problem with players being honest. We always say, hey, like, these guys are boring. They speak in cliches. And then someone said to me today, Skinner never did that. He always ate it, right? Like, he just ate it. But maybe that's what it takes, is for the goalie to come out and say, it's not only on me here. I'll tell you this, guy. One thing I do think they're looking for, guys, is the thing with Mangiapane this year is that it just shows that they're still trying to find an identity with guys on their third and fourth line, right? I think they are looking for guys who are going to be happy in that role.
Yeah. Dubas made a comment about Blake Lizotte recently that one thing he's learned as a GM is, like, you value the bottom six guys who are willing to be bottom six
They
guys.
have one of the best fourth lines out there.
Yeah,
don't
like
they?
guys that don't want more. They're like, I'm content to play this role, and that's tough to come by.
Yep.
Elliotte, we assume that Panarin will get his extension. What we're not going to assume is where it's going to come from, correct?
Yeah, I don't know yet, Nick. I really don't. Like, he was asking for around $50 million. And then, then someone said yesterday they thought it might end up being closer to 45. So, I mean, you can ask for whatever you want. You never should negotiate badly with yourself, but I still think he wants the extension.
Nick, teams are willing to give it to him, and whether it's a 4 or 5 year deal, and what the
I don't know that anybody's gotten to 50. I don't know of anybody.
Are we talking 4-year terms on all these?
No. Like, I think it was, like, it's kind of like with Marchand last year. Like, there was a number, and Florida could get to the number any way they wanted to, right? And I'm assuming if he would have signed in Toronto, it would have been the same kind of thing. Like, here's the number, you get to it. Like, I look at Tanev's deal, for example. Here's the number, you get to it. I think that's the way it goes with Panarin. It's like, this was the number they were hoping for. You get to it whatever way you want. I don't know that he'll get there, but he'll probably get not far. I think the Kings are still in this. I think Washington is still in this. I suspect San Jose is still in this. I mentioned Detroit. People doubt, knowing Yzerman's history, that he's going to be willing to get to that number. We'll see. Carolina, yeah. And, the other one I still wonder about is, did I mention LA? I think LA is still
LA
in there too. I don't know. Like, I always assume, guys, there's someone I'm not seeing, but I'm trying to figure out who's willing to do this with an extension. Like, as far as I can tell, Colorado can't do it. And Dallas, as long as they still want to sign Robertson, they can't do it.
And I know Elliotte hates when I do this bit, but, like, guy's already made $90 million at the end of his career and hasn't won a cup. I hate the priority is not where can I go win a cup, but how can I get 50 million more? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just, I guess, different priorities. Money's great. Get your money.
Yeah. No, I don't hate it. You're right. I just recognize human nature sometimes.
So, Elliotte, give us an early prediction here, because, me and you, we've been around so long. We've gone from a trade deadline with no restrictions on any salary cap to a salary cap to, for the first time in a salary cap era, where teams cannot do double retention and can't take advantage of a cap disappearing. Although all the talks out there, it sounds familiar to years past, including my trade board and, whatever you throw out on 32 Thoughts. But behind the scenes, are we going to see something a little different because of these new rules?
Yes. Like, this Panarin thing is Nick, it's a perfect example. There's no question in my mind, if we were under the old rules, Panarin would be double retention. No doubt about it.
And done by now, right? And done. A deal done.
Well, and yeah, maybe. I mean, the extension thing is a little bit different, so that would be the only reason I might say no. But I think it would be much easier to do. Nick, there's always something. Like, a couple of years ago, I remember, like, I never saw Hurdle coming. I remember that one, and he was injured at the time too. Like, that was one that came absolutely out of nowhere. Last year, Marchand. There's always something that comes absolutely out of nowhere. Always.
All right, well, last one for me. Anthony Cirelli out. What are your thoughts on these Canadian injuries? Is there a likelihood that we're going to need to send a replacement for whether it's him or Point or anyone?
And what is the timeline on all of this, Elliotte?
Well, they leave Saturday, right? So they got to know by the time they get on that plane. Like, there's some players who are going early. I saw the Bruins guys are going. Ottinger's going. There's also McAvoy, Swayman, Pasternak. They're all going for the opening ceremonies. But the planes, like the charters, leave on Saturdays. So you got to know right before then. So I heard Logan Thompson, even though he's not playing tonight, there was the word is he's going to be okay. Landeskog, Bednar said today he's going to play. He thinks he's going to play. Taves is playing tonight, so that's a good sign for Colorado. Whoops. I knocked my thing down here. That was me. Sorry about that.
Elliotte, I told you many times, don't drink and podcast at the same time.
Yeah.
It's our last question for you. You can just do verbal. You're good.
Hold on. No, so sorry about that. My wife has me wearing the wire because she's worried the AirPods are frying my brain. So that was my fault.
Get a Tavares amulet.
She cares, Elliotte. She cares.
Yes, she does. I got to say this. As of today, like earlier this morning, I hadn't heard that they'd reached out to anybody yet. But the one thing I did hear was all of the teams were calling their injured guys and saying, you have to be honest with us.
Yeah.
You have to tell us the truth. No more fooling around.
Okay.
Great stuff there, Friedge. Awesome, buddy.
Appreciate it, pal.
All right, guys. Take good care. Speak to you soon.
Have
Sounds
a good
good.
one.
Have a good one.
That is our very own Elliotte Friedman. It's gonna be fascinating.
God, that last
I
line
just
that you said about being honest. When Army calls you, and you got to be like, you know what, Army, I don't think I can do it. Like, God.
Oh, they're going to be like, that's fine. I'm fine. Limping out there. Not staying home.
Listen,
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
we cover the Leafs obviously on our Leaf Hour edition for the last 5 years. Willie Nylander's battled injuries. It just won't be him who's going to be watched very carefully and judged. But there's going to be a ton of them, to Elliott's point, on who's honest, who's not, who's going to play at 60%, 70%, who's going to come back a little bit hurt, more hurt.
Yeah. Two things.
Right?
First off, if your team tank for the Leafs, this is a great thing. Go send Matthews, Nylander, run them ragged, whatever. Go ahead and do that. But the other thing with this is like, these guys just want to go, right? This is a thing when you retire, you say, I got to go to the Olympics, and it's not in Sarajevo or Sochi. Like, that's in Milan. Like, it's like, these guys are going to go if they can go.
And they get to,
and they're so excited in a brand new arena.
Yeah.
hey, I saw videos. It looks like a rink.
They're ready to rock.
Listen,
They got the guys over there going, what? We said it'd be ready. It's ready.
yeah. Anyways, game time?
Game time.
Game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app, play its odds, and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. 10 games on tap tonight. Rare for a Monday to have so many games, but we're jamming them in here before the break. Let's start with Buffalo and Florida. A big Atlantic Division matchup. Buffalo in Florida. Pretty close on the money line, minus 115 on the Florida side, minus 105 on the Sabres side. I'm going to go tonight with a
easy pick here.
With a revenge goal.
Oh.
And I'm going to go with Sam Reinhart to score against his former team, the Buffalo Sabres. Give me a Sam Reinhart goal at plus 120. What was your easy pick?
This is where it starts. The Florida thing. They just kind of go, a team right ahead of them that they got the 2 points from, and it is a huge game for Florida.
Going to the Olympics, I don't know.
This could be one of those everything goes wrong year for the Panthers, but they got to win tonight.
And then
gotta.
Heading out west tonight for the Leafs. They play at 10 o'clock. 115 for the Leafs on the money line, minus 105 for the Calgary Flames. I'm going to build some value up to a first-round pick for Bobby McMann. Give me a Bobby McMann anytime goal tonight at plus 275. Now is game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Okay, we'll catch our breath
Breakfast?
during this break.
Oh,
I want to get into Jari a little bit more and the rough stretch that he had. You touched on it a bit with our Elliotte, but let's dive in a little bit more and get our thoughts on where the Oilers are ultimately with Tristan Jari. We got Sabres not happy over the weekend about the crowd in Buffalo.
did you see it?
Yeah.
It was brutal.
What else we got?
We talking about the outdoor game again. We got the clips from Swayman, Pasta.
Allmark back,
Yeah, talking about
right?
that.
Turning into an MVP for the Ottawa Senators. Just asked their
back,
captain.
baby.
Plenty more. Don't go away. Real Kyper and Bourne returns after these words. As a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. I left going into break just talking about Tristan Jarry and his comments and just overall the rough stretch that the Oilers have right now when it comes to goaltending and the questions that are starting to surface a little bit.
His time in Edmonton, he's an 873 save percentage. 9-6, 359 goals against.
Derek, if we could just play that Jarry clip. This is coming off Saturday night against the Wild. I watched that. A lot of pucks entered the net for the Wild.
It's tough. I think the chances that we're giving up, some of the shots, they're tough. Like, I think it's a lot of grade A's, a lot of breakdowns. So I think it's tough to really think about your game at this point. I think it's a whole team game.
Wow. Didn't like it. Didn't like it much.
Yep.
You got Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in that room.
Wouldn't like to do that.
Is this the year where the goalies just got together and said, listen,
Let him
the
know, boys.
cliches are over, man.
done.
We're really going to go out there and tell it the way it is.
Like,
The
I
great
got
thing for
time for
Jarry is
the
it worked
idea.
Awesome for Stolars. So,
So
you should
we-
keep doing it.
We've
But
seen Dustin
Wolf
Wolf.
did it. Yeah.
We heard
Yeah,
Anthony
Wolf.
Stolars
Yeah.
do it. Allmark's been
I think
questioned on a few things that he said over the year.
I think some of it is frustration when it's not going your way, right? It's like, I'm not this bad. Why is everything going in the net?
Just cliche them to death.
No, but like,
Please.
sometimes the team's D is so bad, you got to call them out.
Don't turn
yeah, you've been there for 2
into
days.
a story.
That's
You've been there 2 days.
Don't turn anything with what you could say into a major story.
unless you feel like you personally are taking the blame for something. You know, you're like, this isn't me. It's not my fault.
It's not you, it's me.
Because like, I got scapegoated there. Don't scapegoat me here. And two,
Do you want to hear the coach talk about it?
very much.
I was going to say Chuck Knobloch every
You know,
time.
there's very few teams in the NHL that say they've got a number one goalie that plays the majority of the games, and you're looking at 70% of the games. I think there's, a handful of teams that have that. So to answer your question, I don't think we have that goalie.
They got something interesting out of Chris. That's
He's trying to be careful, but like he is saying that they don't have. But I think when they traded for Jarry, that was the idea, is that he was going to be that type of guy for them, right? That was the idea. Otherwise,
What does Jarry have left?
lots for long.
lots for long.
Maybe not that long. Maybe 3.
He's 5 million, isn't he?
Yeah, for 3 more maybe.
He is. I got it here. He's not that bad. This year plus 2 more at 5.4, basically 5.375.
God.
Should have just traded for Bennington.
Is it
Banner the winner?
Should have just done Banner.
is it too late now? Did they play that hand? It's over. It's like, you made this decision months ago and you're going to have to live with it. Or is there time to maybe take one more crack at bringing somebody in?
Stoley the goalie.
Maybe.
Talk to me about Stoley.
There's some link between Bobby McMahon and Edmonton. If you threw a Stolars in, what could that look like?
I will say, for people who don't know about Stolars in Edmonton,
He played there.
did he?
Yeah.
Anyway, very good goalie, just hurt. When he's healthy,
No, he
his
didn't.
numbers
Why
have
did I
been
think
through
he
the
did?
roof. Yeah, Florida
I'm done. I thought he played there.
been very, very good. The Leafs have just not been able to get him in the
No,
net.
he did. I'm right. He
Oh
played
my
6
God.
games.
Okay.
Sorry. I
That
thought
was
he
what
did.
year?
It was 2018, 2019. He did play there.
Okay.
Continue. Sorry.
All right. Now, I
Sorry.
had nothing to add aside from, if you trade for him and he's making $3 million or whatever he makes, 3.2, he is worth 8, but he's only in the net half the time. So he's cut that in half, and that's what you get.
I don't know what else is there.
So you
out
talking
there.
about like
Wallstead.
McMahon and Stolars, and you get back a good player, and get back Ike Howard for that, or what?
Oh, yeah. You would definitely demand something like that for sure.
Pick.
But I don't know. It's a strange year.
Mm-hmm.
I think just maybe these kids in general are just sometimes scared to point a finger.
Can I tell? Well, Jari's not. I think the Oilers are at a bit of a crossroads. Like they went to the cup final, and lost in game 6 the second time. They're not having a very good year. There's some frustration. I think Knobloch's on notice this year. Like if they don't have more success this year, I think that conversation's going to be real.
He's coaching 4 guys.
Yeah, and
right?
you know, I read
5.
I read a very interesting article, and I'm sorry that I don't remember who wrote it from Edmonton. But the idea was that they shouldn't trade for a third line guy because it doesn't matter. He's not going to play them.
They need a second line guy.
Like he plays his first 2 lines, and then everyone else is a fourth line. They smash them together for the next. They only use 3 lines. 6 guys are on the third line, and then there's 2 lines.
Let me throw something at you, okay?
Hard to be one of those third line guys.
Yeah.
I put Patrick Laine on my trade board.
Oh God, don't do that.
Yeah.
What?
I did.
I sorry to be.
That's
Liney's,
okay.
Liney's.
He's over.
What?
You're done.
No
he's done for you. It's over.
I just don't see him as he's a one-trick pony. And I don't know if the Oilers
But
need a guy who stands there and says,
but that trick
yeah,
is what the Oilers could use,
the guy who just stands and rips it when it comes to him.
right? He could alleviate some, right?
Patrick.
Who is
Laine.
okay when you get past Leon,
Mm-hmm.
Connor, Zach Hyman, and Nuge.
Yeah.
Who is their 5th most important forward?
I guess it's Jack Roslovic.
We're talking about a major drop here.
Yeah, like Frederick is their next highest
Right.
earner. Jeez, it's pretty lean.
It gets lean.
Podkolzin.
Podkolzin is their 5th most important forward.
Yeah,
I actually like Podkolzin, but not as your
Right.
fifth most
Right.
important forward.
he
But-
hits a ton. He hits. Everything.
So
I like it.
Laine's healthy again. He's ready to play.
Okay,
Montreal's going to unload him. They'll pick up
pennies on
50% of whatever's left on his deal.
Yeah, he makes 8-7 right now. This
He's-
is it. He's UFA after
he's-
this year.
He's not.
You get him for
He's
one.
not 32. He's not 33.
So for 4.3, do you want Laine to finish the year?
Take a chance
Yeah.
on him. It's a freebie.
That's how you don't hate it. I don't like it. No,
He's a freebie.
I think it's worth considering, but I'm out personally.
Yeah, because you think
For
he's
those
done.
reasons,
And for those
but,
reasons, I'm out.
but you think he's done. You think he's done.
Yes. I need someone who, when those guys aren't out there, can push the play the right way. You know, not someone who's waiting for other people to make plays to them. And I feel like that's where Laine is at this stage of his career.
I think he's a guy that will go into the offseason as a UFA, sign somewhere, maybe
Like
under the radar,
1 times
and-
$2 million
and
or
be
something.
like,
I think
We
there's
have a
some
chance
teams
to be
just
good.
starving now for offense.
what happened? He was breathtakingly good for his
Yeah, he
first
got
couple
How
hurt.
old do you think
Just-
he is?
He got hurt.
29.
27.
27?
Who was one of the fastest out of the gate,
Scored 40 in his rookie year, didn't he?
right?
Yeah,
And
44, 36 in his
all I'm
rookie year, then
saying
44 the next
Is if you're a team out there, take a flyer on him, man. It's a freebie. If he stinks, you punt. Not
And
that
when's
hard.
he coming back?
No, he's not playing now because they won't play him.
Yeah, so he's available now. All right.
Anyways,
Mark,
that's a name
so you
that's
think
out there.
that'll do it.
What's that?
That'll fix the Oilers.
No, it won't fix the Oilers because they
Right.
need 2 defensemen
And maybe a goalie.
and maybe a goalie as well. Okay, Buffalo, not happy. Who's not happy? Their best defenseman?
Darlene is not thrilled. Let's play that Darlene
Blaine's getting
clip.
Norris votes this year, man.
Saturday in
What was it like to be on the ice in that atmosphere? What kind of atmosphere was it?
I really appreciate the fans that came out, but I don't want to see that many red in the future.
Yeah, give him a push. That's what leadership looks like.
I
Quit
think
selling your tickets. It's time to go.
right. There was multiple years where Darlene would be like, "This is really annoying, but we suck."
Yeah,
So what am I going to say to the fans? We're horrible. We lose every night, and they come down here. They get to do it. Did you see any of the clips from the crowd pops when, like that? It was Leafs level bad.
Yeah.
And their jerseys are the different color than the Sabres, so it looks even worse than when the
blue on
Leafs
blue,
blue and blue. I agree with them. It's a joke. Stop selling you're supposed to be a real hockey town.
All we do is praise Sabres fans and for sticking in there.
Yeah.
It's time now.
Now you're awesome.
This is what happens when you get good. Pressure's on now.
Yes.
Go to the game.
Go to the game.
So are we all in agreement tonight? If Buffalo beats Florida in regulation tonight,
Yeah.
it's
Playoffs.
the dagger.
They can. They
It's
have
Mr.
a,
Florida.
Dagger.
They have a chance to land a serious blow on the Florida Panthers tonight.
But you
And-
won't say it will cost them the season.
No, I can't. Well, I can't say that.
I got a buddy who's a Sabres
This
fan, and I've just been saying congrats on the playoffs for the last 2 weeks. So
Trying to kill
congrats
him.
on the playoffs,
This
boys.
just feels like the exact game in the past. I have no reason to feel otherwise, where the Sabres just can't do it. They just can't go up against the champs in a game that matters, right? They've just been working back to this level. This is a show me, prove me I'm wrong game for me.
Totally.
Because it's just it's on now. You're in it. The games are real. So the Panthers have been in real games. This is a big one.
No Brad Marchand tonight.
Ooh, that helps.
Or Lindell.
Okay. All right, Buffalo.
That's
Doors open.
the door's open.
Yeah. Work yourself in there.
That was good.
He does a good door.
That's a hell of a door.
I've been shown it a few times.
You know the sound?
I know the sound well.
Make a better door than a window.
What else you got like on
Well,
our board, Sammy?
I don't know. We
Wanna
probably
do
have
the
time.
Allmark bit?
Yeah, we probably have the time to play the Allmark clip. I actually, you know about me making fun of the Sens. I thought this was actually a pretty heartfelt clip from Allmark. So if we'll play that before we finish. There, Derek. Allmark.
I said it out there, there's a lot of things that we take for granted when it comes to hockey in general, and as players, we play 82 games in a short amount of time, so you don't really have time to take a step back and think about what you're actually doing. I had the moment to do that, and I'm really thankful for the support from the fans during warm-ups, during the anthems, and all that, and throughout the game as well. But the biggest thing is that the support in this locker room has been tremendous ever since day one, and I can't thank enough this whole organization. I can't thank them enough.
Three consecutive regulation wins. Vegas, Colorado, and New Jersey. They got Pittsburgh coming up. They got Carolina, Philadelphia. Like, doesn't the last 3 games just show you that, like, with some goaltending this year, they would have just been right there.
Well, Vegas only plays hard against the Leafs, so they suck. They've lost 6 in a row.
Weird connection.
Can you ever give it a rest?
No, they've lost 6. They've had the Leafs and the Vegas Golden Knights have the same amount of wins this year.
It is crazy.
That's insane.
Just a random connection. Have you noticed that goalies who are philosophical, it's just never great for their teams? Like Brizgalov got
You
all
need them dumb
university.
as a stump.
Totally.
Dumb as a
Like
stick.
Allmark's a
Totally.
thinker. Joseph Woll's a thinker. Like,
We were kind of lucky in '94 with Mike Richter and Glenn Healy because, like, they've got brain cells to rub together. They do. And it's strange. Strange that you get guys that
once you got really contemplative guys, it gets ugly.
Ugh.
But I myself am one of
Valley.
those, so I love those guys.
Go Valley.
Oh my God,
We'll talk to Valley
Valley.
about it tomorrow.
No wonder Valley was like not a Hall of Famer.
Too smart.
He's
No,
too
you were
smart.
too smart.
We'll talk to him tomorrow.
He's way too smart. Our thanks to Eric Francis, senior columnist, Sportsnet, very own. The Leafs in Calgary are set to battle. And
1
then
a.m. tonight.
Elliotte Friedman, Hockey Night in Canada's, and 32 Thoughts. 10 games on tap. Pick yours. And we're back tomorrow. Steve Elliotte for his Tuesday. Have a great night, everybody.